My senior year, my mom almost made me turn down two full scholarships, one to USC and then one to Redlands University, so I can stay back home and I can help her raise my sister and help pay the bills. And I told her no. And I remember senior year, for context, we were struggling bad. I grew up selling like food with my mom every Friday. I used to sell panucho, so if you know, you know. And I slept in the same bed as her, my sister, and my senior year, my dad had also gone. And my mom was working so many fucking jobs. She was working like as a caretaker. She was working at McDonald's, cleaning edificios. Like she was doing everything just to get us by. At one point, it got so bad that we were sleeping underneath the stairs in our living room in order to be able to pay for rent. And then it got bad that we had to start moving from room to room, rentando in like the neighborhood that we lived in, and just to be able to afford things. And I remember that at the time I had gotten into Redlands and Redlands had offered me a full ride. So I knew I was getting into Redlands for sure. But I was wanted to go to USC so bad. I had gotten into USC and I remember when I had just gotten in, I didn't know how I was gonna afford it. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to go because they hadn't told me my financial aid package, any scholarships, like nothing at all. And I remember because we were living in a different apartment and we gave the lease to our family friend. I was like, I saw a girl that went to my school and she posted she got in, blah, blah, blah. I go and I'm like calling my mom. I'm like, mommy, like, can you ask like the people that we live with, si vino algo en el correo? And she was like, oh, she came at 5 and then she didn't, like, she was like, oh, nothing came. And then I checked online and I saw that the address was wrong. So then I tell her, can you ask the family friend? Because I guess I put that address as my old one. So she calls her, she's like, yeah, algo vino de ti. So I'm like running from our neighbor, like the other apartment complex to the other one that we lived in. And in my chanclas, like literally my sweats, and I fall, eat shit. And I'm literally like knocking at the door. I'm like, I was like, hola, hola, and she's like, oh, un momento, ya vino algo para ti. And I was like, okay. So then I look through the screen door and I see the envelope and I'm like, I literally start crying. I'm like, what the fuck? I fucking did that. Like, I literally fucking did that. So I'm running back and I'm like waiting for my mom to get off from work. And I tell her, like, mommy, I got into USC. And she was like, okay, bueno. Because she didn't know. Like, she's an immigrant. She only got some high school education from it. So she didn't really understand how significant it was. You know, it's not like a Harvard, but it's still a very good school. And I forgot what, but she was telling me, she's like, oh, pero no vas a ir. You're going to go to community college. And I was like, no, I'm going to go to USC. I don't know how, but like, I'm going to figure it out. She's like, yo no voy a pagar nada para ti. And I was like, es no como si tú lo puedes pagar, no tienes dinero. And I felt so bad at the time, but I was just so mad. And she grabbed like a remote or a candle or something and she threw it at me. And I was like I dodged it. And I don't know, from that day, I knew I was like, I need to figure out how I was going to pay for it. But I remember like, I just was so like frustrated and I was like, I want to go so fucking bad. Like I worked so hard that I ended up saying fuck it, and then I ended up figuring out how to pay for it. So in the next video, I kind of will tell you how I even got the full rides and like what it took to actually get there.